Hello, everybody. Hi. I'm just waiting for people to show up for a second, for a moment, and just tapping into the space of all of you. Oh, I could share this to my page. That would probably be a smart thing to do. This is what I hear about these Facebook Live things. So what I wanted to talk about today was life after As If by Magic class. Wow. It's been amazing. The class itself, I haven't finished. There's a post I want to do about some of the magic that showed up. The courageous people that showed up to this class, like, blew my world apart. There were so much possibility, so much willingness. There was actually a lot of people that chose it that were very brand new to the Access Consciousness tools. Their willingness to just go into these explorations of consciousness and magic and possibility was inspiring, like just phenomenal. I'm so grateful for them and for everyone that chose it. And for everyone that contributed an energy, whether they actually chose it or not. There was I could perceive a lot of contribution to more magic showing up on the planet throughout the whole weekend. Even the field trip that we took a field trip to a beautiful park, and there was some brick remains that are called the Witch's Castle, and we invited a lot of contribution there, and I perceived it through the whole class. It was really amazing. If you guys are making comments, I don't know why, but this is not letting me see any comments for some reason. Maybe if I hit the magic wand, what does that do? No, that gives me cute things to play with. That doesn't help with my that just got bright, with my ADHD. Doesn't help at all. Okay, so sorry, I have no idea if there's anyone even watching right now, but life after class. So I could talk about the class forever. I could talk about the change and what it's like to watch, to kind of like watch and perceive something from beyond this reality actually converge with this reality is very incredible, inspiring, wondrous. And what I would like to talk about is what happens after all of that. What shows up after class, a class like that? Because for me as a facilitator, I walked away knowing that I was different, and not even tangibly knowing. So I could observe the difference showing up in all the people around me, all the people that had chosen the class or the people that were connected to the class. I could perceive all their changes, but I couldn't quite get a grasp on what had changed for me, except for knowing I was different, like that I am different now from facilitating that class. And one thing that became startlingly apparent to me, sorry, there's like the most beautiful little child over there, she's so cute with red hair and blue eyes, was that I had like this moment sitting in the airport and acknowledging some of like the beyond this reality, like possibilities that now are within the realm of this possibility for people to choose. And in that moment, I was like, whoa, I have to choose bigger. Like in that moment of the acknowledgement of what we created and the acknowledgement of what I chose to change and who I am now, if I didn't ask for something greater, my awareness was as though I would continue to create my life as though it hadn't happened, as though nothing had really truly transformed, just that there was some things that had changed. And in that, like, whoa, like as though the awareness was that if I did not fucking demand some bigger asks of myself, that I would use that new space and energy against myself. So where have you guys done that? And you can look at that not from wrongness, or even if you don't want to look at the past of where have you done that, look at what do you need to be asking for right now, so that you can jump off your platform, the platform of your life, with a lot more ease, with a lot more joy, and with a lot more glory, and with the acknowledgement within all of that of who you be now. So my life that was before the As If by Magic class is no longer relevant, because I'm not that person. Because I transformed, I evolved, I changed. Gary Dane, Simona Brennan are doing a mutant class. This starts in like an hour. I mutated into something greater. So if I were to create my life based on the asks and the desires and the demands of the non-evolved me, then that life itself wouldn't be spectacular enough for me to create it. So then I would not create it, and then I would go into the wonder of like, why the fuck isn't anything happening? I chose all this stuff and I'm not creating anything greater after something so great happened. It's almost like reversing everything and trying to get back to who you were before. So I've heard this before. I've even probably spoken to this before, but it was like the awareness and the way that it connected with me was that it was like the asks required to be from the space, like from the greatness of the beyond this reality actualization, or bigger, that I'd just been a part of. I have no idea if this makes any sense to you guys, but talking about this is actually creating more for me. So hey, thanks for being here. So I actually am gonna sit down with my whole team, with everyone that creates with me and contributes to my businesses, and including myself, and look at like from this space, like destroy and create everything my businesses were before this class, everything I was before this class, all my choices, all my asks, and then start to get this grander sense of what we're creating and what we're asking for, and then have some like really bigger, like really like I would like to ask for things that are like, that get me like vibrating, because I have to vibrate to something greater to actually receive it. How many times are we asking for things that are like, oh yeah, I'll have that. And are they things that actually will vibrate to you to something greater? Because if I really look at like the being of me is someone who every day desires to be greater than I was yesterday. Every fucking day I choose to be greater than I was yesterday. And those asks will assist you in becoming greater. So one thing we talked, so we had the As If by Magic class, and there was an intro that is called A Quest for Magic, and then there was the 2-day As If by Magic class. Now in the Quest for Magic, we started to talk about like your quest, like your life as a quest, and then little quests within the big quest. And I referenced this really great TV show called The Magicians. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. I love it. I absolutely love it. And in season 3, which is all about a quest, essentially this king comes and he's like, I would like this to happen, like boom. And he goes, okay. And so there's this magical creature he's asking, and I'm like kind of like making it quicker and easier for you guys to understand, but he's like, okay, well, I'm not really one that like grants wishes, but what I will do is give you an epic quest. And then the guy goes, well, that's something I might really fuck up. And he was like, and his response was, of course, then if you didn't, it wouldn't be an epic quest. And I was really looking at that energy, and then bringing in this new element is where he said to the king, look, you're a good king, but you need to be a great king to bring here what you're asking to bring here. So before this weekend, I was good at facilitating as if by magic, and I became greater at facilitating it. And that's where I'm talking about that evolution, that mutation, that expansion, that transformation into something greater, to receive what you're asking for. And what you can do from there, instead of like settling in and getting comfortable and trying to make things as normal as possible, what if that was your launching point? What if that was the place where you go, okay, so what could I ask for now that I would have to get greater for to have? And I could demand that greatness and demand that epic quest of life to show up and have as much ease and joy and glory and fun and curiosity along the journey. So that's what showed up for me after class, was this space of like, whoa, wow, if I could create that, what else can I create? And what could I be asking for now that would actualize me becoming greater to have it? I hope this contributes to you guys. Wow. This was such a cool conversation. And I thank Alicia for asking me to go live about life after class, because it is these new spaces, like no one shares with us what so after this you have this life-changing class, like what else? What do you do after that? And some people might innately be in this space, and other people try to go home as though they ever can go home. They actually have to create a new home that, instead of trying to fit into your old life, because that means you have to like get smaller as to everything that you transformed, you have to see what parts will fit into your old life. You actually have to create your life to be big enough for you. And then if you're daring enough, ask for an even greater life for you to show up for. And since there's been a peace and a space and an expansion, like a growing expansion in my life since this class. And what we're actually creating some really cool things for the December As If by Magic membership, and looking at where else does this live class want to be, because it's asking. So if you guys know anyone, or if you are someone that would love to have this live class come to your area, please message me or message some of the amazing people that create with me, Alicia, Twyla, Deb, Michelle, all these, you probably see them posting stuff, Johanna. One of my asks that I would like to share with you guys is to, so we look at those big asks that I would become greater to actualize, and that would be to actually facilitate this live class on a really grand scale in really magically rich areas all around the fucking world. Thank you. Thank you for everyone that just contributed to that energy, because I could perceive it all. Thank you so much. So what are you asking for? What could you ask for that would create you becoming greater for? And have a most wonderful, beautiful day with everything that you're creating and the magic that you're being. Thanks, guys. See you again soon.